Hi everyone, welcome to my garden. This is Rebecca from Simple Suburban Living, and I'm getting my soil ready for the spring. So what I'm doing is I've got these Rubbermaid containers because I'm going to be planting in containers, and I'm going to set stuff up so that the soil will be good and ready in the spring. So the first step is that we're going to drill several holes in the bottom of the container so there can be drainage. Okay, I think that's probably good. Okay, so we're just going to now flip over the container.
Now, I should probably draw some around this edge here because that's where the water will collect.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and just maybe not a ton, but you should. If you space them out, then that's a good point. Probably good to do that. Okay, all right. I think you can flip it over now.
All right. Let me take it out here to shake all the shavings off.
Okay. Okay, so now that we have the container filled with holes, we want to add in some yard waste. And I've got a couple of bags of yard waste. We'll see if I need both bags or if I just need one. I'm going to end up filling up hopefully multiple of these containers by spring. So any yard waste I don't use this time will go in another bin. And can you see that? Okay, I actually feel like that's a pretty good start there. And I can always add more later if I want to. So I've got the yard waste, and now I'm going to put in a bunch of shredded up paper. Now this is going to end up packing down and degrading, so it'll end up quite a bit lower than it is now, but that's okay. That's what we want, actually. Okay, now I've been collecting food scraps and coffee grounds and things like that over the last week or so, and I'm just going to dump them in there kind of semi-evenly. And some people I've seen grind all this stuff up, and it will decompose faster if it's all ground up. But I've also seen people do it just dumping it in like that. And I'm all for doing it the easy way, so I'm just going to do that. Got a couple more bags here. Doesn't that look lovely? Actually, I really love the fact that we're not wasting so much stuff. You know, it kind of gives you a different perspective on all of the stuff that you would typically just throw in the trash. So I've got some onions, you can see lots of banana peels and lots of coffee grounds. I was hoping to have some eggshells, but we just didn't end up with any. So I'm just going to kind of spread it out, but I don't think I have to worry too much about that. Okay, now I'm going to add in some potting soil. And we don't have to put a ton of potting soil, but we don't want to just leave all of that delicious scraps exposed or anything else. So I'm going to just shovel on some. Get a good layer on top. I'm also going to find some native soil, just get some soil from the garden. And what I'm really kind of hoping for is that there will be some worms. So far I'm not seeing any. I might have to add more later, but hopefully we're going to end up with some worms that just kind of make their way on here. But I'll keep an eye and see, because the worms are actually a very important part of the whole process in terms of breaking down the soil and nourishing everything. Breaking down all those food scraps and so on. Now, remember, I'm not really planning on using this until at the very earliest January, probably beyond that. And so there's plenty of time for all of the food and food scraps and everything, and the paper and all that to break down. All right.
You should tell them when it is now.
Oh yeah, right now it's October, although I'll also be posting the video fairly soon, but it is about I think the 8th of October when I'm filming this. So that gives you some idea. I'm going to go ahead and put some water in. Something that's important to do is to treat this as if it has something planted in it already. So you don't just let it dry out. We'll water it regularly when we water our other plants. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a good soaking. Whoops. A little stronger stream than I would have initially wanted, I think. I might end up putting a little more dirt on, because you can see how much the paper and other stuff is coming up, is being coming up to the surface. And I kind of want that stuff buried. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop there and then go ahead and just throw a little more soil over the top. I'm trying to avoid packing it down too terribly much until things break down a little bit. Okay, so that's all there is to it. I'll check on this every week or so and show you how things are breaking down and what it looks like, and hopefully by spring we'll have some really good soil. My hope is to continue this with other crates throughout the fall and winter, so that I hopefully end up with a lot of great soil to work with in the spring. Thanks so much, everyone. If you have any questions, let me know, and please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates on this and other projects. See ya. So good morning, everyone. It's now the next day and we are going on a worm hunt. I watered out here on the ground. I put some water hoping to coax the worms up to the top, and I'm going to see if any have come up. And it's possible that that none came. I am thinking that we might just have to try to find a place here locally that sells worms to be able to add to my dirt, because I am sure not seeing any. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is today we've got to go out and pick up some canning jars. And I think that while we're out, we should stop by a nursery, assuming they're open, and see if we can find some worms. So looks like we're not going to be able to find any here on our property, so we're going to have to go find them someplace else. Okay, so it's been an adventuresome morning for me in more ways than one, but one thing, my husband's kind of behind the camera laughing because we had some adventure this morning that I'm not going to talk about. But I picked up some canning jars, and I'm going to make a video about that because that was really fun and exciting. And then we went on a quest for worms for the soil that I'm working on. And I went first to a garden shop, and they referred me to a bait and tackle shop. And I ended up buying these Wrangler Live Fat Juicy Red Worms. There's 30 of them. It was $5 and something for this little container. So I'm going to dump them in the garden now. Or in the soil, rather. And we did check. And wow, you can see, I don't know if you can zoom in on those. You can see that indeed there are some worms there. So I think that we're in good shape, and the great news about this is that when I go to fill up other containers now, I'm going to have plenty of worms because they will reproduce, and I'll just be able to take them from this container. All right. So I think that that's going to be it for this video, and if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up. And also if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can give you updates on how things go with my garden and with canning, dehydrating, and all kinds of other awesome videos. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.